Hi, today we're here with the Business Solutions and Community Development Specialist, Jack Wright, in the Crossroads, the beautiful Crossroads offices of Missouri Bank. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Michelle.
I have a question for you that everybody asks me all the time in business and sometimes personally. Why do banks charge so many fees?
I know, and fees, they're kind of a hard thing to talk about because people don't like to pay fees. I don't like to pay fees. I totally get it. But fees are part of the cost of doing business. So when the bank initiates an ACH...
what is an ACH,
Oh
Jack?
my gosh. So an ACH is going to be a transfer that occurs between different institutions. So banks specifically is what we're talking about in this context.
It's called an automated clearinghouse
Yes, the automated clearinghouse. That's set up through the government. And so when banks use this system, they're sending money through it to another bank, typically to help pay someone or to collect funds on something that's owed to them. But anytime the bank does this, there's a fee associated with that, and the bank has to pay that fee. So to recoup those costs, the bank has to pass that fee on to you. If the bank doesn't pass on these fees, it results in a loss. And when banks have losses, they aren't able to lend out as many dollars to the community. They're not able to pay their staff a living wage. It's really kind of a domino effect. So if you chip away at one fee and you say, okay, we'll just absorb the cost of this and our customers won't have to deal with it, these losses add up over time. And that's why fees are really important. They help sustain the bank.
What other types of fees are there? I think there are reconciliation fees for my bank statement and overdraft fees and check fees. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, so some of these fees are really preventative. Like if you're getting a paper statement fee, turn off your paper statement. If that makes good business sense for you and you don't need a paper statement, don't get one. Another thing is if you're not using it, then don't pay for it, right? So if you have an account that you don't really know why you set it up and you're getting a service charge on that, just consider moving the account and consolidating it in with another one. Some other fees you're talking about, like loan origination fees. So that's mostly because someone is having to physically handle all of those documents. They're putting them together. They're ultimately helping you get approved for your loan. So they have to charge a fee to offset the cost of that person who's doing all of that work. It's very hands-on, labor intensive.
Okay, and then there are wire transfer fees also.
Yes, wire transfer fees. Wires are the fastest way to send money, but because they're so speedy, there is a cost associated with doing them. There's also some risk and liability that you and the bank are taking on anytime you send wires, because they move so quickly that it's hard to catch that fraud when you have that normal lag time between writing a check or doing an ACH. So if at all possible you want to avoid using wires, again, this is a business decision that you're going to want to make, but from a safety standpoint, you have more recourse if you're using other forms of transfers.
If we come in and ask for a cashier's check, is there a fee associated with that?
Yes, there is. So anytime you're printing those checks, there's going to be, the ink that we have to use. It's a special kind of ink, and we're securing those funds for you and moving them into a certified form of payment. So,
because a cashier's check is basically 100% cashable. It's money.
Yes.
Close. It's closest. It's the closest.
It's close. You can still put stop pays on cashier's checks. They're not.
They're not magic.
They're not magic. No, definitely not magic. Yeah. So ultimately, what I'd like to say about fees is, I totally appreciate that they're not fun for anyone, but they're part of doing business, and they are essential to any institution. Everyone has a cost of doing business, and fees are a part of that.
But now that we know the different kinds, people can ask questions at their bank and make informed decisions on what fees they're going to pay, because now they know what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't ever hesitate to ask why a fee is being charged. I mean, at the end of the day, you're paying it. You should know. And I would just say that if it costs too much, look at another form of payment that might be a little bit less expensive.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Jack.
Thank you.